Hey Brick Fanatics, today I've got a question for you. What is the deal with Lego 21328? Well, the answer is of course, it's the brand new Lego Seinfeld set. Originally designed by fan designer Brent Waller, it was given the green light back in June of 2020, yada yada yada, and is now a fully formed 1,326 piece official Lego set. It's absolutely chock-a-block with references to the uberly popular is that a word? Uberly popular sitcom from the 90s. It comes with 5 exclusive minifigures, but the question you want answered, is it any good? Well, stick around and find out. LEGO Ideas 21319 Central Perk was an absolute and unexpected smash hit, with sets flying off the shelves just as quickly as the poor LEGO store employees could put them there. The LEGO Group is now hoping to repeat that success with another LEGO Ideas set based on a massively popular and globally successful 1990s sitcom, Seinfeld. In fact, to say the show was successful is somewhat of an understatement. Seinfeld is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential sitcoms of all time. Running for 9 series with a total of 180 episodes, its finale drew in more than 76 million viewers, and it's so far earned over $3 billion in syndication fees. Since Brent's design passed the review stage, fans have waited patiently to get their hands on their own LEGO interpretation of Jerry Seinfeld's apartment, a central location to the series, hoping for the same mix of nostalgia and innovative building techniques that made 21319 Central Perk so popular. So before we get on to the build, let's just take a quick look inside the instruction manual. It contains information about the long-running series and the cast of characters that appear within the set. That's Jerry, best friends George and Elaine, next-door neighbour Cosmo Kramer, and Jerry's arch nemesis Newman. There's also interviews with fan designer Brent Waller and the LEGO team responsible for turning Brent's idea into a reality. It's disappointingly not as detailed as some of the other sets have been, and considering the cultural importance and influence the show has had on modern comedies, it feels like more could have been said. But look, we're not here for a history lesson. 21328 Seinfeld is all about the build. The majority of Seinfeld's episodes open with Jerry performing a stand-up routine on a sparse stage with only a small table and his jokes to keep him company. Fans will no doubt appreciate then that the build also begins the same way, by constructing an 8x4 recreation of the stage, complete with table and brick wall. It's a fun little nod to the show, and similar to the couches in both 21319 Central Perk and 10292 The Friends Apartment, it serves as a nice standalone display piece for those who have limited shelf space, which, let's face it, is most of us LEGO fans. On to the apartment itself, and the first job is to construct the floor. It's built here using a number of large plates which are then covered with tiles of various sizes, save for a few exposed studs to allow for walls, furniture and minifigures to eventually be attached. These exposed studs are few and far between, and fans of the smooth, studs not on top aesthetic will be very happy with this set. Seinfeld's apartment has a rather unusual shape to it, with a number of odd angled walls. Rather than building these directly onto the base, sections are built as large, hinged sub-assemblies that attach to just 2 small areas of the floor, swinging into position. It's an unusual technique, but seems to work. From the front, the set looks great, but from the rear and sides, they just look ungainly and not at all attractive. It's not a large negative, but it does impact the overall aesthetic of the set as a complete model, as it means it can really only be displayed from the front. Where this set does shine though is through the intricate details spread throughout that not only offer up some creative parts usage, but are also very accurate to the source material. While regular LEGO sets can sometimes lean on the same techniques when building smaller interior details, Idea sets always feel like the designers have been thinking outside the box. The office chair's black Technic cog used for the legs, and the desk lamp's black skeleton leg as the base are just some early examples of the innovation that's present throughout. And the more the build progresses, the better these builds become. The stove in the kitchen uses a small front bumper for the grill, the legs of stools are made from dark blue candlesticks, the microwave and refrigerator are both enjoyable little sub-assemblies, and the dining room chairs are a particular joy, employing 1x2 plates with bar handles as legs and 1x2 modified plates with angled bars for backrests. It's the units around the apartment though, the kitchen cupboard and bookshelves, that are the most enjoyable builds. They're intricate sub-assemblies that fit together almost like a jigsaw puzzle, crammed full of representation of books, mugs, juice and of course cereals, all of which look just like the real thing in Jerry's on-screen apartment. Being brutally honest, as enjoyable as the build is, there isn't anything throughout that warrants this being an 18+ set. Obviously, the subject matter will appeal more to a grown-up audience. I mean, there probably aren't too many young fans out there wanting to recreate their favourite moments from Seinfeld, and if there are, fair play to you, you've got good taste in comedy. But there's nothing in this build that would challenge, say, a 9+ builder, and it does leave the build experience feeling just a little bit lacking at times, especially as it can be completed relatively quickly. Saying that, these types of sets are really about the fan service that is on offer, and in that respect, 21328 Seinfeld definitely does not disappoint. It's packed full of over 30 references to find, including Jerry and the gang's favourite hangout, there's a Monk's Cafe sticker found on the fridge, their favourite catchphrases, memorable moments from classic episodes, past characters, and even a nod to co-creator Larry David, a hidden, waiting to be found by eagle-eyed fans. It's these references that lift this set beyond just a normal building experience. Memories of favourite episodes, moments and scenes come flooding back at almost every stage. We highly recommend having a couple of episodes playing in the background during the build to really ramp up that nostalgia gauge. As with previous models based on sitcoms, Jerry's apartment is designed to represent the television set the show is filmed on rather than the real-life apartment. Therefore, we have 4 brick-built studio lights hanging down from the walls, but rather than enhancing the look, they really just detract from it. While they're actually quite accurate to those used on the real set, they look a little too bulky and the exposed studs really stick out, especially when pretty much every other surface has been covered with tiles. That aside, the finished model is incredibly accurate. It's scarily accurate, even down to the offset angle of the kitchen counter and apartment walls. It really is quite impressive. 5 minifigures are included: Jerry, George, Elaine, fan favourite Cosmo Kramer, and perpetual thorn in Jerry's side, Newman. While their outfits don't reference a particular episode or moment from the series, they're all still dressed in appropriate attire. Jerry sports a familiar blue shirt and comes armed with a microphone, ready to fire off a cutting comedic put-down at a second's notice. Jerry is also the only minifigure to have a new element made especially for him, his hairpiece, which recreates Seinfeld's mullet. From the back, I have to say it looks absolutely on point. Like many LEGO Ideas sets, 21328 Seinfeld knocks it out of the park for fans of the source material, with some interesting techniques on offer and a host of really engaging and fun sub-assemblies to construct. The final model looks incredibly accurate to the source material and is absolutely jam-packed full of references. The 5 characters included are also excellent renditions of the show's main cast. Whether this is a set worthy to add to your collection really comes down to how much of a Seinfeld fan you are. Those who are unfamiliar with the show may find the build a little on the simple side at times, even if it is still fun, but for those who fell in love with Seinfeld back in the 90s, this will be an utter joy to construct and display. Please consider supporting the work that Brick Fanatics does, like bringing you this review, by purchasing your copy of 21328 Seinfeld using our affiliate links. And remember, for all the latest news, reviews, features and more, head over to brickfanatics.com. Better yet, sign up for the newsletter too, and you'll never miss anything LEGO related ever again.